When I was about 7 years old, my mom and dad took me to the USS Lexington in Corpus Christi, Texas, which was the first time I met a United States Marine. And I was like, I want to be that guy. I knew that's what I wanted to do. What it means to be a United States Marine to me is really the traditions, the honor that we have as Marines. My name is Master Sergeant Kevin Haunschild. I'm a United States Marine Air Traffic Controller. One of the things I really love about being an air traffic controller is we get to work up in the tower, and you get to look out 360-degree views, some pretty amazing things depending on where you're at. Across the board, no matter the branch of service you're in, our job is to effectively provide safe, orderly, and expeditious flow of air traffic. You're constantly paying attention to making sure there's no obstructions in the runways, no vehicles, no aircraft. You always have to be ready, you always have to be trained, you always have to be prepared, which is something that we hold in high regard within the Marine Corps. On 15 August, we woke up, normal morning. We got the call from our colonel. They had evacuated the tower. The Taliban was moving into the city. As soon as we got down there, it was chaos. There was aircraft everywhere, taking off, and just sheer panic. There was an Afghan Air Force Cessna that had aborted takeoff, and we watched them roll and just stopped right in the middle of the runway. Our initial thoughts were, okay, they know where we are, and that aircraft has rockets on it, so this is it. And then all of the pilots and aircrew get out of the aircraft and run back to the hangars. So that ceased all operations whenever you have an obstruction like that on the runway. We had aircraft stacked up in the pattern. C-17s were trying to land. We just realized we had to move the obstruction. We had to get it off the runway. So myself and Gunnery Sergeant Jose Mendez and two special forces, we jumped in the back of a pickup and then we drove out there, made sure we checked everything around just to make sure there was no bombs, no munitions. As we started towing the aircraft off, the civilian controllers had notified me that they left all the radio equipment in the tower that they evacuated. Without the radio equipment, they would not be able to effectively communicate with any aircraft frequencies. And we were looking for an Afghan controller as well as that equipment. He was supposed to have that equipment in hand. Once we got there, there was anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 people around the airport.
The chaos in Afghanistan as thousands crowded onto the tarmac in a desperate attempt to get away from the Taliban.
Kind of navigated through finding this one Afghan controller with the equipment in hand. We got him in the truck with us, and we started to come back to coalition sides when our vehicle got struck. As soon as the round started impacting the truck, I immediately jumped on top of the Afghan that we had in there. He didn't have any body armor protection or anything like that, and I did. So I figured once the bullets started impacting the vehicle, if one got through, I'm more protected than he is. Once the machine gun fire kind of slowed down a little bit, the truck then proceeded just to drive past Abbey Gate. We cleared a few checkpoints, and then finally, within about an hour, made it back to the north side of the airport. So I'm grateful that we were able to help a lot of those Afghan citizens evacuate to safety. That's the whole reason we were there. So it's very humbling to know that we were a part of something like that. I'm very proud. And it really is, it's due to the team that I had out there. To any Marines that come, in the future, make sure you know your job. Be successful at it. Never stop training because you never know. You always have to be ready at any time.